Colombia, where it all started. Didn't have my mum the first few years of my life, but I knew why she had to do what she was doing. I wanted to be something. I told my mum what I wanted to do, and she went, "Oh no. If I leave you in that country, you'll be dead by the age of 15. Just dragging me out of the house, boom. And then I'm on a plane, see my mum. So it was pretty emotional.
Wow.
Hugging my mum, like a hug that I've always been craving. Oof. That's when everything started taking a twist. All getting accused of rape. I knew I had done nothing wrong. This is when I would find myself crying a lot. But as I was around people and in nightclubs and partying, I thought I was happy. I caught another case, which was I got accused of match fixing, fraud, money laundering.
Hi guys, welcome back to Taylor Talks Trades. I'm your host, Jamie Taylor. Thank you for joining me today, and remember to hit subscribe so you can help us grow the channel and bring you more episodes like this. Today we are joined by Cristian Montaño, a professional footballer currently playing for Livingston Football Club. In part one of this conversation, Cristian opens up about his life growing up in Colombia and what it was like being surrounded by gang culture and drugs and violence at a young age. He talks about moving to the UK at just 11 years old, not speaking any English and having no friends, and how football became his way of connecting and finding his place. Cristian shares how that journey led to him being signed by West Ham as a professional footballer before losing it all, the impact that had on him, and how he grew from those experiences. This is a powerful and honest story. Let's get into the show. Hi Cristian, welcome to the show, mate.
Thank you for having me on.
It's an honour to have you, mate. We've done a lot of speaking back and forth, and you've done some great community work for us recently at the Muirston club that I coach there with the boys, and I've been following you for a while, obviously being a sponsor over at Livingston, but seeing the work you're doing in the community and then understanding more of the deeper, who is Cristian Montaño and how did this all come about, I thought it's got to be a good one to get you on and just really hear your story. I think there'll be lots of things that trades guys can take from it, but also I'm not really too bothered that it's no trades either. I just think it takes us on a different spin, and I think that it's going to be, I know a part of your story, but I don't know all of it. So let's just go back to where it began for you in Colombia and take us on the journey, my man.
Perfect. Let's begin.
Yeah.
Obviously, like Jamie said, Colombia, where it all started, 1991, when I was born. And it all is a journey that, to this day, I still talk about it. I speak to my kids about them. And when I speak to other kids, whether that's in school, mentoring, coaching, even when players come to the club or players I play with, I like to share it with them. A lot of it is because to try and give an understanding and give them a sense of belief, hope, that whatever they're going through, they can turn their lives around, like I did. But we'll go back to my country, my beautiful country, and Colombia, country that taught me a lot from a young age, a country that hugged me in many different ways, and it also a country that showed me and gave me role models that I didn't want to be like.
Yeah.
And those role models were people I thought were friends, and some were close, family members, that sadly I don't speak to some of them. I love them still, but they showed me ways that, boy, it looks like a good life, but I don't want that life, man. And growing up in Colombia, there's a lot of challenging moments. Obviously, my mum had to leave me as a young kid due to the fact that her younger brother was caught up in some sort of trouble. So she done it to save her brother as well, and to also look for ways to give me an opportunity in life. I was blessed. I'm grateful because God gave me a mum truly loved me and done everything she could to allow me to be in a position I'm in now. I played football from a young age, but football wasn't really in the back of my mind growing up. I love football. From the minute the doors were open, I would be outside playing, kicking a ball. My first Christmas present was a football and a football kit. And everything that I was surrounded by was everything that I sort of wanted to be like.
Yeah.
Because obviously you see all that adrenaline around the streets, kids and motorbikes from a young age, the lifestyle they're having. So you start hanging around with a lot of older kids. Bearing in mind, I'm only around 6.
Yeah. So you're out in the streets, you're playing football, you're just starting to learn what life is,
Yeah.
and what's around you then at that time? Is that sort of drugs and violence and that type of thing? Is that sort of what's going on around?
Yeah, around that time, obviously, I got straight to it. You're a kid playing football on the street, and you're hearing gunshots
Yeah.
not far away from you. People getting shot, getting killed, and it was an eye opener. But then that's what you're surrounded by. Even though it's a beautiful country, don't get me wrong. For those things, like every other country, you gotta be involved in that sort of lifestyle to sort of like experience or
Yeah.
suffer from that. And as a young child, you're a young kid, you're having fun with your friends, and that's going on around you.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you want to see it or hear it or not, that's where
There's no choice,
there's
really.
no choice.
Yeah.
There's no choice. But then a lot of people get attracted towards that,
Mm-hmm.
and because it seems fun,
Yeah.
it seems good, it seems enjoyable. The adrenaline, the motorbikes, all of that, and a lot of kids start pulling towards that because, like myself, even though I played football, I didn't know you could earn a living from playing football.
Yeah.
I didn't know football was an actual career because it's not really spoken like that, or it wasn't really spoken like that back in the days.
Yeah.
In Colombia, and even when I came to the UK. So I was seeing football as a way where, you know what, you can play the sport. You're still watching on TV, but I didn't even know those guys on TV were getting paid, or it was an actual career.
Yeah.
You're saying, oh, you can play football, you can have a job, and so on and so on.
Yeah, no one's sort of promoting it or telling you that's a possibility.
Back then, no one around me or within my family promoted in a way that it was a possibility.
Yeah.
But then again, I didn't really have that. We spoke before off camera that my dad was never really there when I was a young kid.
Mm-hmm.
He left when I was 3 years old. Had his reasons. So my mum had to raise me, leave me behind with her mum as well to try and, like I said, to give me an opportunity in life. So I never saw football as a way where I could go and earn a living from it and live a half decent life from it as well.
Yeah. So your mum went away. Was that like, did she have to sort of get the brother out of trouble, so to speak, like your uncle, and then that was to make sure that you weren't going to be surrounded by that sort of thing anymore?
Yeah, obviously she had to get her brother out of the country. Like there was no choice.
Yeah.
She had to sort of help her brother. But then she also saw that an opportunity. If I leave the country, I can see where I could bring my son.
Yeah.
And try and give him an opportunity in life as well for himself. Because
Yeah.
obviously she's seen what her younger brother got himself into.
Yeah.
She saw a lot of that. And she didn't want the same thing for me because I'm not going to lie, I wasn't the nicest of kids.
Mm-hmm.
My mind and the anger, the frustration, and how I dealt with things were quite violently. Saying so, we'll get into that, but I was a very angry kid, and I had to for me to calm myself down back then, I would have to do bad things.
Yeah. And do you think that was because, like, your dad left, you maybe had a resentment there, or was it an anger of what was going on around you, or was there just...
At the time, I didn't really understand anything. It was just, you know what, if a fight's going on, even if it's not my fight, I'm involved.
Yeah.
And it was just to sort of get rid of how I was feeling, but I didn't know why I was feeling how I was feeling. It was just, I thought it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
To just fight, to hurt. And if I got hit by someone who was stronger or bigger than me, didn't mind it, I would go away and then think of ways I could hurt him harder next time.
Yeah. So you're always up for the challenge.
Aye, always. And obviously, my mum seeing that, the way I spoke to people, I had no respect for no one. Not that I'm proud of it, but it's part of my story.
Yeah.
And it's part of who I am today.
Well, you've turned that around for sure, because you're a gentleman. Anytime I've been in contact with you and I've seen you, you know, with the boys club and all different things, and you've always got time for people. So
yeah,
you know, it's at least you turned it around. That's the main thing. So before we kind of leave Colombia, then how good were you at football? What was happening on the football side? Was people starting to notice that you were actually a good player, and when did it become or was it just a case of your mum kind of upped you and you went, and then like what like finish us off on the Colombia part and then bring us over to the UK basically?
So obviously the football part, I was fortunate also enough that one of my uncles ran a football club. To this day, it's still running. And
in Colombia?
Yeah, over in Colombia, called Calidad Total Football Club. And so to steer me away from what I was sort of starting to like, they were forcing me to train with them, and then they started to see like I was pretty decent. And it was at a point that we were training, and I think I told you this, and as we're training, there's motorbikes parked outside the training ground. And obviously in the UK it would have been scouts.
Yeah.
But there's motorbikes parked outside, and I didn't know who these people were. But it turned out that he was obviously someone that was well known, well respected within that world, the drug world.
Yeah.
But they also had a football team.
Was this in the days of like Pablo Escobar and that, or was that would have been before then?
That was after.
All right.
That was just after.
Yeah. So you didn't get in his team?
Nah.
I don't think you would have got out. So
that would have been scary, man. But even at this moment, it was very scary.
Yeah.
Because
so you're playing. You've been basically dragged
like,
pretty much off the streets. You're going to come and train with us. We're going to see if you're any good.
Aye.
And if you're good, by the way,
you're playing with us.
That's it.
Whether
no
you
choice.
like it or not.
And there, these is this younger? Like, I don't mean younger, like older than you, but is this like quite like young sort of guys that's running about on the motorbikes? So they got weapons and stuff like that, and they're just picking up the younger ones and sort of almost doing the recruitment for the...
Yeah, they're scouting for their football team.
Yeah.
And obviously they'll play against each other. It's like whoever was their friend or business partners, whoever they done their things with, will play against their teams as well.
Yeah.
In their villas. And
so it was like, basically was sort of like drug dealers as such that would have all their own teams just as for fun, really, or
aye.
Yeah, that was just their thing to do. Yeah.
But obviously that age it is scary. But some players obviously found it's good because you're gonna go to these big mansions, you're playing in these good pitches and whatnot. So, but for me, like I said, football was just like, I would just play with my friends. But you're finishing training and you're going over to the gate and they like you, you're gonna have to play for their team.
Yeah.
Hell no, I'm not playing for them. Because I was that sort of fiery kid.
Mm-hmm.
No chance. I didn't care who it was. I wasn't really aware of who these people were.
Yeah. So that you didn't really have a fear. You were just like, nah, that's not for me, but not knowing that
I'm not interested.
You're not really allowed to say no.
But to be fair, I was saying no, and I would lie. I said I had no boots, and then the day that the game was on, they'll come to my house and they'll have like boots there for me.
Yeah.
Jump in the back of the truck and let's go. And you're getting...
What an experience, really, though. I know a lot of it's sort of scary and stuff, but it's quite an upbringing, isn't it, to be fair?
You're getting brioche buns and Coca-Cola before games.
Wow.
But for many kids, Some kids weren't eating because they had
and that
no
would be a
money to
luxury
eat.
for you at that time because you wouldn't have that. So
For a lot of kids, it
Yeah.
was like some kids will go just because they wanted a brioche bun and a Coca-Cola.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But I would, like I said, I was fortunate enough that regardless of my upbringing, my mum done the utmost to get me to the UK.
yeah,
And so I went through all of that, playing football in Colombia, and never really had the chance to get scouted by any academy teams.
yeah,
Never really got the opportunity, but then I didn't know there was academy teams. I
Yeah.
didn't know like you could go professional, so I never really.
So were you weren't pro in Colombia?
Nah.
Right. And what about, so see if you reached a good level, like you were playing really well, and then say it was this drug dealer's team, and then an actual professional team wanted you, like what would happen there? Did that ever happen? Would they then get paid? Like say you turned to be really good at that time when you were in Colombia and they seen and there was a value to you, would there be deals between like
Could have potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially, especially back then with
Yeah.
how Colombia was.
Yeah.
Back then,
Yeah.
I think, because obviously as you have watched probably Narcos and you're aware
Narcos,
of that, so
Yeah.
some of these big guys were also involved.
They were running the country
with
at
teams
times.
as well.
Yeah.
So they'll own this team, they'll own that team. So if they had contact with all these other people, then
Yeah.
obviously, and they felt you was good enough to go and help the professional team or the academy, and they saw a future in you, a potential in you, then I'm guessing it would have happened. But I don't know any stories that have come of that in regards of a kid getting picked up the way me and a few of my friends did to go play for these guys. But eventually, obviously, I left Colombia.
Yeah. And you came to the UK?
Yeah.
So did your mum bring you over then?
Bearing in mind, this has all happened before the age of 10.
Wow.
So I was you have to grow up quick.
Yeah.
You grow really quick in Colombia. And because of the freedom you get as a young kid.
Yeah.
So
you just leave the house, go where you want, do what you want.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
Go play, go enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
And you start learning.
But you can get in trouble quickly with that freedom as well.
Yeah, you can get in trouble real quick. But also for like the likes of myself, it opened my eyes out towards what's danger, what's good, what's not so good, what do I want to be like, what do I not want to be like. And I was pretty mature from a young age as well. Even though I was mad and I was crazy and I was that angry kid, I still had a bit of common sense. And I was understanding in regards of the effort that my mum was doing to give me everything I had in Colombia.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't have my mum there, but in the UK, she was going that extra mile to give me the life I was living and the things I was having. So I was very fortunate in that aspect. Didn't have my mum the first few years of my life, but I knew why she had to do what she was doing.
Yeah. So did she come to the UK and she was like working over here and then giving money back over, but you were with your grandmother?
Yeah, my grandma, my granddad.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough that as well I've got an amazing grandma from mum's side.
Yeah.
Obviously, my granddad's passed away, but he was also amazing. And then dad's mum was outstanding with me, and his family were amazing with me as well. So I was fortunate to have an amazing family that sort of cared and looked out for me when mum wasn't there. And obviously, my dad, like I said, he left and split up with my mum when I was 3 years old, and I didn't really have and still don't have any sort of like good memories with him. I speak to him now, but I don't have that memories and that we can get into as well. And every time I talk about it, I get emotional because I'm a father myself.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. I feel you. So how do you get over to the UK then? What happens there? Does your mum say, I'm bringing you over? Or do you get in trouble and you need pulled out as well? Or
how did it happen, man? I didn't want to leave the country. And I was... I wanted to be something. I told my mom what I wanted to do, and she went, "Oh no! If I leave you in that country, you'll be dead by the age of 15, just because of how your head works, and what you're saying. I need to get you out."
You're quite fearless, it sounds.
And so one morning I got woken up, stupid o'clock in the morning, and I got told I was going to school. But obviously I'm half asleep, and then I've got my grandma's brother there, suitcase, backpack, and everything. And I'm thinking, like, what's going on here? And now we're taking you here. So, like, I've literally just got rushed out of the house. I say if I was going to get kidnapped or something, but like a movie. I don't know, what's going on? And they just dragging me out of the house, boom, to the motorway, jumped in a bus with my grandma's brother to the capital, and then I'm on a plane.
Wow.
And I was like, where am I going? And then obviously they wouldn't tell me. And then obviously when I landed, see my mum. So it was pretty emotional.
Wow. How long had that been?
That was a few years. And I was just before I turned 11.
Yeah. So like,
It was literally December. So I turned 11 when not long after, like,
she was there at the other side.
Aye. And then with her, one of her older brothers, so she's got 3 brothers.
Yeah.
So one of her older brothers picking me up, and it was interesting. It was good. It was amazing. Hugging my mum, like a hug that I've always been craving.
Yeah. That's nice, man.
Yeah, man.
That's nice.
Oh.
Just take a moment, bro.
Oof. Sorry.
That's all right.
Damn, man.
Just breathe, brother. Just breathe.
Wait. I'm still here, and I'm human, see?
Respect, man, respect. And then how do we move on from there? So,
Obviously, it was challenging.
yeah.
One, I'm leaving. I left my friends. I left the hot country. I've come to a cold country. It was snowing at the time as well.
Oh, wow.
And I've never seen snow before.
And this was London?
This was in London, yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the UK. At least you never came straight to Scotland. That would have put you right off.
London nearly put me off.
Yeah.
It nearly put me off. But obviously, the hug, everything, the connection again. But then the relaxation of, damn, I can't speak English. I can't play football. I don't have a school. I don't have friends. What am I doing here? Yes, I know I'm with my mum, but what is going on?
That's a lot.
Because, like I said, I was very mature and I had a lot of freedom. And then that was challenging. But it's when I started understanding things on a deeper level. Why she left, which obviously I already mentioned before.
Yeah.
Then going to my uncle's house, who my mum picked me up with. She was staying with him. And obviously we know how expensive life is in London.
Yeah.
No matter how far gone the years, how long ago it was, it's still expensive. So
yeah, it's always been expensive and always will be.
yeah, so she was having to share a room with my cousin, my younger cousin.
Mm-hmm.
But then me coming there, that means I have to share a room with my mum and my younger cousin. So in Colombia, I had my own room, I had my own space.
Yeah.
So now I'm in London, cold, can't speak the language, no school, it's snowing, and I'm in the same room with my mum and a younger cousin. Privacy's gone.
Yeah.
Even though, yes, I'm only like 9 years old in Colombia, 10 years old in Colombia, I was used to having my own space.
Yeah.
But that's when she then, couple weeks later, she broke down and broke it all down for me.
Yeah.
And why she brought me to the country, what she had to go through in order to get me to that, to be in that room with her.
Yeah.
How hard she had to work. Before she was living with her brother, she was obviously having to stay in people's front gardens in winter because she couldn't afford rent. She would have to wait till she got to work to wash herself.
Yeah.
And so all of that, as a young kid, I was able to sort of like reflect straight away and I say, you know what, Mom, I'm going to stay in this country.
Yeah.
Just find me a club.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
And then find me a school. And then she went the extra mile again. She found me a football club where all the kids were Latin American that could speak Spanish.
Yeah.
She'd also then found me a school where a few friends she had were from the same town where we were from in Colombia. So we could have that connection.
Yeah.
And I sort of had someone to look out for me. And the football club was called Universal Football Club in London. And the coach also spoke Spanish. So she went that extra mile as well to find a club where I felt comfortable. And it was challenging as well because obviously I was one of the younger kids and the coach didn't want to give me a chance at the time because I was young. It was mid-season.
Yeah.
So
You just kind of been thrown at him.
yeah,
sort of
so
thing.
he was like, nah, we can't, because my mum kept on taking me. And one time, one of the players didn't turn up. So my mum went over and said, like, trust me, my son's good.
Yeah.
Trust me. I said, is he? Look how small he's got. I've always been skinny. So
Yeah.
this time I was very skinny, like, with a big head. And he was like, he's going to get thrown about here. My mum was like, trust me, he's a good player. And he put me on, and after the game, he was like, bring him, keep bringing him.
Yeah.
That kid that didn't come today, your son can play under his registration.
Wow.
So, and I'm getting called, obviously. Sorry.
That's right.
Getting called all this name, and I'm when people want the ball, they're calling that name,
Yeah.
but I'm not paying attention because that's not my name. And then I realized I had to get used to that. Like, crap, for the rest of the season, I have to play as him.
Yeah.
And then fast forward time, played for Universal Football Club for about a season. And then I got scouted I was playing in a tournament called Watford Tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And I got scouted by Charlton. Then I got told Tottenham wanted to give me a trial as well. Arsenal, Millwall, and West Ham. The coach who I was playing for thought I wasn't ready.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, my mum backed me.
Yeah.
And was like,
go for
let
it.
him go. He's ready. I know my son. So we went to Charlton. And there was a game. It was against their academy, so a bunch of trialists, including myself, against Charlton's academy, and we got beat. I think it was like 10, 11-1.
Yeah.
And I scored the only goal.
Wow.
So then they invited me back for like a 2-week trial. It was at the time, but I said, no, I'm not coming back. Like, this is too far. So I had some sort of sense of understanding what my mum had to go through and what we would have to go through in order for me to get to training.
Yeah.
So I said, no, I'm not coming back. I'm cool, man. Went back to Universal Football Club, and then West Ham came calling, and I got invited to do a trial. Like it was in the park, but it was like with the older age group.
Yeah.
So I was under 12 at the time, but it was like with the under 13s in a park, and then just training with a few other boys. I think they just wanted to see how I handled training with that sort of age and the ability they had and where they compare to those kids. And I trained in this park with this kid, when a West Ham coach, and then there was a game coming up against Coventry with my own age group, under 12, at Little Heath. It was Little Heath, yeah, at Little Heath. And first day going there, believe we got lost. Like, cause one, I've never been in the underground to this point. My mum not being outside of like towards Essex way.
Yeah.
So she didn't know how to get there. And we get this train to a station. I said it was the nearest, which was Newbury Park. And we come out, and we're walking. Obviously, we had no map. No, back then we didn't have a phone that could obviously like
Yeah.
sat nav
Yeah.
or anything. So we're walking along this motorway, and then we can't see the pitch, and we're thinking, we're done. First match I'm invited to play, and I'm late. But I still was like, we gotta get there. Whether we get there late or not, we'll get there.
Yeah.
At least I can show my face, and it can say, you know what, lack of discipline, or you're not serious. I'd rather them say that to my face,
Yeah.
and I back away I go.
Yeah.
But at least we need to turn up, and we still need to show face, mum. Mum was like, yeah, let's go, son. And we walked. We walked the whole way. It was like, I don't know, like at the time it felt like it was an hour walk.
Yeah.
But it was far. And obviously my small legs, I'm excited, but I'm nervous now because I'm going to be late my first trial. Get there, go into the changing room, and they had like the number 10 shirt hang. So I'm asking people, is that for me? Yeah, that's your kit. Number 10. And obviously, as a kid, you're thinking like, yeah, like number 10, good number.
Yeah.
11, good number. 7, good number.
Yeah.
And you think the number's the one that plays, if it makes sense. And come out, we're playing against Coventry. And the game's obviously, there's pitches everywhere in Little Heath, which is like where the younger age group used to train and playing sometimes. So you're just buzzing at West Ham. They're playing all different teams, academy teams, and got to the back pitch, and I'm there. Just say hello to the coach. I say I'm sorry for my broken English. What position do you play? This is what I remember they said, and I didn't know how to answer that question because I couldn't really speak English.
Yeah.
They said winger. I said yeah. I didn't know what winger was.
So that's how you became a winger.
So I was like, yeah. And they're like, okay, you're coming on for the last quarter of the game.
Yeah.
So they used to split them in 4 quarters.
Yeah.
So you're coming on for the last quarter. Okay, sound. You're going left wing. He's explaining all these tactics and this and whatnot. And I'm just saying, yeah, understand? Yes. But I didn't have a clue what was going on. Went on, I got 2 assists, won a penalty and scored a goal.
Wow.
And after the game, I got signed 2-year contract as an under 12.
Yeah, but still, that's amazing.
And then they started asking. They made my life easier as well. Like, so not easier, but like understood my situation, where they will pick me up from a certain train station, take me to training, and if training finished too late, they would drop me home.
Yeah.
Like, or they'll work with other parents to try and help me. But even though my mum was always there, like it was challenging, and then moved from places to places, challenging due to obviously her younger brother getting involved with all that madness again. So we couldn't stay in the same place. So she'll move to South London, East London, North London. Some houses will get kicked out from because she would put in her form that it was for herself, and then they'll find out she had a son.
Yeah.
They'll kick us out. We'll be living in shared accommodations, homes. So when again, I'll be sharing my mum all the time. But it was fun because at the time I started understanding the situation and what it was like.
Yeah.
But getting to training was challenging. Going to school, then my mum obviously once I've signed for West Ham, with all the help they gave me and supporting my mum, but we still had to do our part in regards of, I'm in under 12, under 13 kid, and she would have to leave early for work. She'll leave my breakfast like next to the microwave. We had everything in one room.
Yeah.
Next to the microwave. So then I'll get up, get changed, get ready quick for school, have my breakfast, go to school. Then my mum will come meet me at Liverpool Street or something like that. Drop my training kit, drop my lunch. I'm eating on the train with all the commuters, looking at you all weird, as if you just cursed their mum or something like that, as if I'm doing something extremely wrong. But I understand, proper seasoned food, stinking at the train, you're getting weird looks. As I'm getting change as well, for training, giving my uniform to my mum.
A lot of sacrifice.
Aye, giving my kit to my school uniform to my mum. Then she's passing obviously my training kit, my boots. And then we get to obviously either Chadwell Heath, Newbury Park, Little Heath, depending what training was. And then I'm getting picked up by someone. And then train, and then you're finishing late at night, getting a train back home, getting home about midnight, do homework, and then repeat that cycle obviously
A lot.
about 3 days a week. And then obviously growing up, that phase, it was good. Showed me appreciation.
Yeah.
Kept me humbled, kept me hungry. But even though I was still at West Ham, I still didn't know you could earn a living from football.
Really?
They still didn't know because my mum didn't understand football.
Yeah.
And fast forward in time, I started seeing how much she was working. So I was like, I want to help you, Mum. So I'm like, what, 14, I'll say. Still young, still in school. Anyway. And I'm like, Mum, what do you need to do to earn money? So she was like, okay, I'm a cleaner. This is what I work. This is what I do. I have to get up at this time. Then from this time, I go to that job. And then I was like, okay, cool. Can I help you? I want to earn some money to try and help you. Or even I have some pocket money. So then and if it ended up being around December, well, it was cold. I don't know if it's December, November. All I know, it was cold. And she said, okay, come with me. There's been someone from work has gone on holiday. So I'm going to take the cover. So I get paid. Obviously, it's going to be extra hard, but you can do the cover. I will tell you, I will take you with me so you can see work and you can see what it's like. And went there, I woke up. We had to wake up about 3:30 in the morning. So I'm like waking up, walking to the bus stop with my mum in London, and then jumping on. Bear in mind, I still have my school uniform in my bag as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and my training stuff. Get to this place, I'm buzzing, I'm thinking, oh my God, I got to do a week's work and I get about 100 quid. Mum, I'm buzzing. Done day one. Went to school. Then to training, the same routine.
Yeah.
Meet at Liverpool Street, training kit, boom, get changed, go to training, come back midnight. Lucky I didn't have training the next day, but then the next day I had training. I woke up this time with my mum and I went to that place to sleep more. I said, After that I said, Mum, I'm not made for this. Not in a bad way, no disrespect, but I'm glad I'm experiencing this sort of hard, different work early. I need to focus on something, Mum. What can I focus on? Because, dang, waking up at 3:30, going on all day. Nah, Mum, please, like, I can still come with you, but I'm going there to sleep. You do that job, you do both work, but you can keep the money. Like, I don't want to do this no more. And that's when she sat me down, focused on football. She still didn't know. She never said you can have a career, you could earn money, I still thought, leave school, find a job. I didn't know about sixth form. I didn't know about college. I didn't know about driving license. I didn't know about council tax. I didn't know about nothing. I knew nothing. She never educated me. I never learned in school. Nothing. No one ever told me you had to pay rent. No one. I thought you can just put a form into an application, you get a house.
Yeah.
And the house that you live in, that's your house forever. That's all I knew. That's all I thought.
Wow. So
I'm there working, boom, 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 training, and eventually he gets to the stage where about scholarships at West Ham.
Yeah.
But this is when I had my first proper bad setback in football as a young kid, and I've had a fractured sort of my lower spine, but it was fractured, but it kept me out of football for nearly a year.
Wow.
Or over a year.
Yeah.
And it was at a crucial state where scholarships were given out. And because I didn't know what scholarship was, I was in no stress. I was just going for rehab, leaving, rehab, leaving.
Yeah, you didn't think everything was at risk at that point?
Nah, nothing. I was just thinking, man, I was that close from not being able to walk again.
Whoa.
So I was just thinking how lucky I am. Man, that's all I was talking to my mum. Like, Mum, I was that close. I was having to walk funny, and then obviously all the MRI scans at West Ham. To be fair, West Ham and they looked after me so well from when I first signed the club to this day. I still stay in contact with some of them, obviously, for being an alumni ambassador for the club.
Yeah.
But then the guys my age group started coming through and saying, "Oh my God, we're gonna find out about scholarships." And I'm just listening and I'm hearing things, and I'm like, because I like to talk, but about things that I don't know. I don't like to butt in. I like to listen. I like to take things in. I like to analyze, listen to the tone of voice people are speaking, about body language, and learn through just admiring and just sitting back and just not put my 50 pence in.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Scholarships. I'm not even saying, what is that? I'm just sat back and I'm going, in my head, I'm thinking, scholarship. What even is that? Talking to myself.
Yeah.
The same way I was doing when I learned English, because I learned English like that.
Yeah.
I learned English, not in school, near enough. I learned English like when I was commuting to school.
Yeah.
So all the conversations I was hearing on the bus, when I walk into a shop, and I'll hear a word, and I'll go home, Mom, what is? So obviously I'll say in Spanish,
Yeah.
but I'll say, what does oh my God mean? I heard someone say, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I will be repeating, oh my God, in my head. I'll get home and I'll be like, Mom, what does oh my God mean? Then she'll answer back in Spanish, saying, oh my God means, oh mi Dios. And oh mi Dios. Okay, next day. What? Because. What? Because. I'll go home and be like, Mom, I heard someone going, what? And then because.
Yeah.
So she'll say, what means que? Because means por qué. All depends in what context they use it in. I was like, okay. So then I started going, what? Because, oh my God. What? Because, oh my God. So I started making up random sentences the way that I understood them. And I was like, okay, what? Because, oh my God. And that's the same way about hearing about scholarship and all these kids going through that. Like, scholarship, what is scholarship? So could it be this? Could it be that? What could it be? Anyways, I need to fix my back. And then, boom, I'm at obviously scholarship, and then I got given a trial game with the under 18s, but I got put on for the last.
What age was this then?
Scholarship, you go from under 16s, under 17s. Yeah, under 16, under 18s. To under 18s,
you
basically.
Got a trial.
So 2 years.
Yeah.
Basically, scholarship to 2 years till under 18s.
Yeah.
Or you can sign your first pro at under 17s, depending what they rate you as.
Yeah.
So you sign 1 year scholarship and then 2 year pro. So I'm just coming back from an injury as an under 16. And then about to sign my scholarship. But I don't know what scholarship is. I've not been told anything because obviously I've not played for a whole year. So then they put me on the bench for the under 18s, which is the scholarship group. So you have first year scholar and second year scholar. So I was going to go into the first year scholar with the under 18s.
Yeah.
And we're playing against Reading at Little Heath again, where I've played my first ever game for the club.
Yeah.
But now it's like on a big pitch where the under 18s play, a pitch that I never played prior to this game. So I'm on a bench with all the big boys at the time. And I got given, came on for like 20 minutes. And then the person who scouted me for West Ham was working for Reading at the time. So he had heard that I have not been told about scholarship due to what I was going through. Mm-hmm. So he didn't, obviously my mum was there. So he then said, we will sign him, we'll take him. We'll give him first 1 year scholar, 2 year pro.
So that was your first proper deal?
But then West Ham obviously heard about it, the coaches, with the conversation that was had, and then they came in and said, we're going to give you a scholarship.
Wow.
So obviously I stayed where I've been sort of like my
Full time,
my
almost.
full time, like my
and
whole youth, and that's when I started understanding that you could earn money from football.
Yeah.
So they said, okay, you're first year scholar.
When did you do the thing? So know how you were talking about, like, you got the word what, then because, and oh my god, when did it start to become like pound signs and you went, all right, money?
As soon as they sat me down and said, okay, your first year scholar, you're gonna earn, I think it was £110 a week. That's like a 16, I think it was, or 15 at the time.
Yeah.
And I went, what? We get paid for playing football?
Wow.
And that's when I realized. So I went home, I said, Mum, I've been offered a scholarship and I'm gonna earn £105 a week. That is insane in Spanish.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the heck?
Oh my god. The only one
Oh my god. I was like, oh my Dios, man. £105. I'm what? 15? Yeah. And I was like, that is a lot of money.
So you never moved to Reading, you stayed with West Ham?
No, I stayed with West Ham.
Right.
Stayed with West Ham, and then that's when everything started changing for me. Like from a humble kid to just being happy being on my own. That's when I started to become sort of like a yes man.
Yeah.
To everyone. Because I'm not earning my own money.
Yeah.
No matter how much it was, I'm not earning my own money. And then you went from that to then my first pro. And then at West Ham, I got off my first pro, and then I was like, "Hooey, I'm earning more than my mum now."
Yeah.
As a like 17, 18-year-old. So you can't tell me nothing now. And then the whole thing started changing, and I was like, I started losing myself. But obviously, I only know that now.
Yeah, looking back,
I started losing myself. I started obviously going out, mixing with the wrong crowd, wrong people. And when I moved to my own apartment now, so I went from obviously hostels, council homes, shared accommodation, from a whole sort of like about teens.
Yeah.
In London, to then
all in one room with your mum as well,
basically,
and a cousin
and everything,
and
and
microwave and everything.
Yeah. And now I'm like, Mum, you can live with me.
Yeah.
We're moving to our own place. We moved to Romford. And I had a nice 2-bed apartment, gym, and a shopping centre. And Mum stopped working.
That must have been a good feeling.
Aye. Stopped working, but because what I said earlier, that I didn't know about bills, I didn't know about.
Yeah.
I still didn't know anything.
Yeah.
And I'm getting these letters through.
Is this so just to try and explain for like anyone who's listening, even for just me as well, like, so you literally, for the bulk of, your youth, you could not understand what anyone was saying. It just was like,
nah,
like probably like me going over to Spain and just listening to Spanish lingo and being like, you kind of, like what you were saying, you kind of get the tonality, the body language. You can probably pick up something, but you're not really quite sure.
Like
it must have been really difficult.
Around the scholar pro, I could speak proper English then, but I didn't know what was going on.
So you're now starting to understand the language, but you needed to understand the mechanics of how life got put together.
Yeah.
Like, how do I make the money? Then where does the money go? What does it get? What gets paid? How much is rent? How much is food? How much is this? Yeah.
So I knew, at this point, I knew about rent. You had to pay rent. But then I didn't know. I thought you paid electricity bill, your water bill, and your rent.
Yeah.
That was it. Then I'm getting letters through the door about council tax, and I'm just ignoring
TV license
and TV license. I'm just ignoring everything. Then I'm getting red letters, and why am I getting red letters for? Like, what even is these? And then you're in arrears, then penalties, then fines, And then that's when, do I really need to be paying this? I already pay rent. I already pay electricity bill, water bill. Because in England, you pay water bill.
Yeah.
I think here is included with the council tax.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So I was like, so I had to, I learned, everything I learned, it was by myself, basically.
Experience. Yeah, you felt the pain of, that's a real serious debt letter there.
And I don't think my
pay it.
mum knew, because everywhere she lived, it was shared accommodation.
Yeah. So it never came with
So
those
she never
types
had
of costs.
her own
yeah.
house. And obviously things are different in Colombia. Obviously we still have like our own family home.
Yeah.
So you pay, things are different.
Yeah.
So with her living the way she lived in the UK to that point, we didn't really have an understanding as to what needed to be paid to have a home.
Yeah.
So I'm getting all these letters, and then obviously, boom, trying to save, trying to find ways to save, and I'm like saving like £300 a month. But then I'm like trying to sit back, and I started to sort of teach myself things. But then I've got £300 in the bank saved this month, and 600 and 900. And I expected, and I thought that by having that money in the bank after 3 months, you're going to have some interest. Yeah. It's going to grow.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking and thinking, what is even the point of me tying myself up, putting this £300 a month into the bank, and I'm seeing no change?
Yeah.
I might as well just spend it. And I started spending it, and I was like, I'm not saving nothing, because how do I even turn this into this? And obviously I was always thinking ahead, but I didn't know how to make things happen.
Yeah. So you wanted it, but you just didn't know the understanding.
I didn't know, and I was always someone that never asked the questions.
Yeah.
Only to my mum, but my mum didn't know much.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't go out and ask someone at West Ham.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go out and ask someone else.
Yeah.
So
why did you not ask? Were you just embarrassed to ask? Or?
Yeah, I've always been that. Before, I thought asking was a sign of weakness.
Yeah.
I thought asking was something to be embarrassed of, and you was gonna get looked at as if you were stupid, dumb, and you was little compared to the person who's gonna ask.
Yeah.
That's what I thought about asking for help or trying to speak to someone that knew better, more than you. And yeah, so I had to learn things on my own, and I had to learn the hard way. I mean the hard way, because obviously fast forward time, went on loan, played men's football. And my head started getting bigger and bigger in regards of big time, and thought I've cracked life. Yeah. I've gone from living here, my mum paying for everything, to me now sort of helping and supporting my mum the way she's never been supported before.
Yeah.
And it's appreciation that I'm showing to her, because she's worked hard. And yeah, I thought I've cracked it, and things started effing up in different ways, because I started going out more. The age of 19, obviously, got at the time, my ex pregnant, which then happened real quick. Obviously, it's a blessing that I love my kids, and I don't think what life will be without them now.
Yeah.
By the time it happened too quick.
It's a lot, yeah.
It came.
Especially when you're just trying to understand how to pay council tax.
Trying to understand life.
You've got a child as well.
Then I'm getting this text message about, obviously, listen, this is what's going on. Like, sound. I was excited, but I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Because then her situation in her house, what the reaction was from her household. Obviously, they've got a good relationship now, but back then, it was like, no, you need to leave. So I've gone from dating, seeing her, getting to know, to then you're going to have a kid together.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to live together. I'm just trying to figure out how to pay council tax. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not having a dad around me.
Yeah.
What do I do as a father? like, what even is a father?
Yeah.
I know a mum that played both roles, but
Wow.
what is a man being a father?
Yeah.
What even is a son having a male figure as his best friend growing up? I don't know none of that.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'll take accountability. Don't know how, but I was on loan at the time when I got the news. I was in Swindon, and I had to send one of my friends to go pick her up from a station and take her to my apartment. And that's it. When I came back from my loan spell, I'm now in a house with a partner who is expecting my kid.
Yeah. Big change.
And also my mum.
Yeah.
So
back to everyone in the one place again.
Yeah, back to everyone in the one place again.
The cycle repeating itself.
Recycled, relearn,
yeah,
unlearn, and renew. And I had to a lot of rethinking to do.
Yeah.
And then that's when decisions were made based on, and choices were made based on now what responsibilities I had in front of me rather than what I wanted for my life. So it went from, I want to be here, I want to break into the West Ham first team, I want to play in the Premier League in England. It went from that mindset to survival mode.
Yeah.
I've got a kid in a way. I need to provide for this kid. I need longer terms. I don't want more money. I just want longer years. I want security.
Yeah.
Because I've seen what it was like being sort of raised in the UK by my mum. So that's what I need now. And I got offered a new contract at West Ham. And sadly, unfortunately, I had to turn it down because it was another year. And as much as the club appreciated me, they still wanted me there. But I was just so focused on my kid. Where can I go that I can give him a decent upbringing or even decent security for 2 years?
Yeah.
While I gather myself.
Yeah. Find out how to be a father.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't need a year where I was going to be chasing the next contract.
Yeah, worrying about what's at the other side. I
just needed at least 2 years, go and play football, end my stripes in the game, and become a good father. Ended up leaving, went to Italy, but then she didn't want to move because she wanted to be in the UK, but fast forward time, I ended up getting bought by Oldham. They paid compensation, went to Oldham in League One in England, a league that I've played before when I was on loan to Notts County previous season. And it's a 2-year deal, unless I was getting offered abroad. Yeah. But it was that 2-year, she was happy, and the decision was based on...
And this would have been like first team now rather than...
This was first team now.
Yeah.
This was a first team player. I was thinking I was 20. Yeah, I was 20 when I left West Ham.
Yeah.
But on the back of leaving West Ham, this is when everything takes a mad twist. Because that summer, I went out with a few friends after not being out in a long time. They came back to mine and ended up bringing a female back. Not my choice. Something that I tried to stop at the time. But then eventually we ended up getting accused of rape.
Yeah.
So I'm now got a newborn, and the day that she's gone obviously to her parent to take little man, I decided to go out, and then the day she comes back, I'm in the cells.
Oh my God.
I'm in the cells, and that's when everything started taking a twist. But because of my upbringing and the mindset that I had and all the challenges that I faced, I was still able to detach things from what they were.
Yeah.
And I had done nothing wrong, but it was one thing that made me dislike and started to hate females.
Yeah.
deeply. When I came out there of the cell, I told my mum I hated it. Told obviously my kid's mum that I hated it as well.
Yeah.
I just had this feeling towards females.
Yeah.
And I started changing. I became rude again, like that young kid in Colombia.
Yeah.
But now I've got my own money.
Yeah.
And
That would have been like a protective mechanism that you had built
Aye.
up back then. So you just thought, right, I'm in danger here. I don't know who to trust. I'm putting that sort of that protective coat on again. Just nobody can get to me. I'll just be rude and I'll just
yeah.
be my own man. So you
And
kind of went back in time a bit, really, but
and throughout my whole life, I've always gone back in time. And
repeating the behaviours and the patterns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Most people do, to be honest.
some people say it's not good, which is not good, depends how you go back in time. And I
Yeah.
learned to do it in a way that will be beneficial for
Yeah.
me to keep growing and to keep moving forward. And I'll get to that in a minute and you would understand what I mean.
Yeah.
And
Like using the resilience and the actual lessons rather than going back and wallowing in the pain almost.
yeah,
I don't know if you know the word wallowing, but it's just like being stuck in it. Yeah.
being stuck. And so I've gone back into that, like you said, defensive mechanism, protection, place that I felt safe, but it wasn't good because now I'm older.
Mhm.
Now I'm wiser and I can say more horrible stuff and I can behave a lot more aggressively.
Yeah.
And it wasn't nice at all. Which then led to, obviously, even though in between all of that, the clubs knew what I was going through. Oldham went through it, supported at the time, signed for them, and I moved to Manchester based on the family. But now I'm moving to Manchester and the phases of what just happened.
Yeah.
So she's now coming with me on the back of you just being arrested for rape.
Yeah.
Not saying that you've done it,
Yeah.
because I know you'd never do anything like that, but how can I trust you?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, F it. And I thought, then the way I was, then again, back to the old ways. I
Yeah.
grew up without a dad. So little man can survive without me then. I would just live my life.
Yeah.
She moved to Manchester and partying and not acknowledging them. She would moan about how she was feeling us, and one day I just came home and she would moan about my mum being there as well, knowing how much my mum, what she's done for me.
Yeah. That was important for you.
And because since I turned pro, I've always made sure that I've offered a space
Yeah.
where my mum could be.
Yeah.
Like, you can stay with me for as long as you want.
Yeah.
So went to Manchester and my mum was there, and then she didn't like the fact my mum was there, and arguments, and I'm like, you can't not disrespect my mum.
Yeah.
Like, I respect females. I started rediscovering myself again. I
Yeah.
respect females and whatnot, and apologize, but I'm not gonna change my life. Again, I've left West Ham to try and provide. My mum's here, got this big 4-bedroom house, enough space for everyone.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to see my mum, you don't have to see my mum.
Yeah.
But you can't disrespect my mum. And it continued, and then arguments erupted and all this toxic energy in the house. And I just thought, nah, man, you need to bounce. And to be fair, it was a hard one because it's my child as well.
Yeah.
But because how I was raised,
Yeah.
I didn't know any different.
Yeah. You thought that's
That's
normal. You'll be fine. You were fine. It worked out
Yeah.
in the end, sort of thing.
So she wanted to go back to her mum's. We didn't see eye to eye. And now, then she's gone. I dropped her all the way back to all the show with my son and helped them obviously find a place and making sure that they were safe.
Yeah.
Then my mum went back to Colombia, and now I'm in this 4-bedroom house on my own. Like, it was hard because this is when I would find myself crying a lot. But since I was around people and in nightclubs and partying, I thought I was happy.
Yeah.
And and that's when I caught another case, which was I got accused of match fixing, fraud, money laundering.
Yeah.
And then the rate thing was never out. But as soon as this other thing came out, once again, not that I'd done anything, but wrong people, didn't know how to say no, didn't know how to ask for help.
Yeah.
I felt trapped, didn't know who to speak to, and got sacked from football.
Yeah.
And as that happened, obviously, then the rate things come out. So now I am a 22-year-old without something I've done my whole life, but not forgetting in between that I met Joe, which is my missus now.
Yeah.
Who we've been together, 12 years. So it's like something...
Can actually see the relief in your face going,
like...
That must have been the right timing.
Met her around the same time.
Yeah.
Who I've got my young champ,
Yeah.
Nico, with. And it was hard because it happened as I was just getting to know Jo. She didn't know anything about the rape thing. Obviously, I had not been sacked or anything like that had happened.
Yeah.
It was a Sunday. I think it was the 8th. No, it was a Saturday first, the 8th of December. Hopefully, around 8th or 7th December 2013. I drove down to London to my uncle's house, who initially picked me up when I first came to the UK. But I was going down to London because my mum was coming from Colombia. So since my mum stopped working at the time, she's been everywhere. Thankfully, she's going to Colombia. She'll go here. She'll go there. She'll sort of live her life a little bit.
Yeah.
And she was in Colombia at the time, and she's coming back to visit us. And I'm in London, obviously, with Jo, who knows nothing about me, just that I play football and that I had a kid. Went to pick Cristian up, my firstborn. We've gone to the airport, picked my mum up from the airport. First time I introduced my mum to Jo was at the airport. First time I introduced Cristian to Jo was at the airport. And then we go to my uncle's house, where she's met my uncle for the first time in 2013. And I don't know if it was the 8th or the 7th, but it was a Saturday.
Yeah.
And we're all having a good time, food, drinks, because I used to love drinking back then as well.
Yeah.
And I was injured, MCL, I'm in crutches, I've got my kid, and having a few drinks with the family, enjoying myself, seeing my mum. I've just been through like the rape situation. I'm still playing football. I appreciate all the investigation is ongoing. I'm still being able to sort of like be grateful for something. Got my mum back from Colombia, got my kid who I've not been with for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm just getting to know this girl. She's met my family, and then go to sleep, wake up Sunday morning, and I'm all over the news. My phone is buzzing. And I'm thinking, why am I so popular? Like, what's going on? And it was The Sun on Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
That's what they called it, or that's what they used to be called.
Yeah, yeah.
I opened the first link, and then it's me. All conversation I've had with this individual. which obviously I'm still working, and hopefully I'll find a writer. I'm looking to write a book soon. If there's any writers out there,
Yeah.
shout me. But this conversation I've been having with an individual I trusted, pictures of me and this individual in a hotel, pictures of me like in a hotel room, conversations that were had, things I was getting asked to do, and just because, like I said, I didn't know how to say no.
Yeah.
I was always saying yes because I didn't like laying people down.
Yeah.
But I didn't know the severe and the consequences of this, things that I was involved in without realizing
Yeah.
to how big this thing could be.
Yeah.
And that went on for a long time. Well, messages backwards and forward. But this time, this Sunday, everything that was building up and how it was going on, that's what came up under the news.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm turning the news on. Then there's me all over the news, Sky Sports, every news outlet that you know of. I was the face of this mad scandal. And then boom, I broke down crying. Mom, Joe, just come out crying. Little Chris, what's up? My life's over. I'm done. Like, I am done. Had enough. And Mom asked me questions. I answered them honestly. Then my phone started buzzing. Director of football, manager, teammates, old friends. Have you, not even a how are you? Have you seen yourself? What was you thinking? You fucked your life up. You are done, mate. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? And I'm like, I've done nothing wrong. I see what you guys are seeing. I understand what you guys are messaging me, what you're messaging me, but I've done nothing wrong. It looks like I have, but I haven't. Trust me. My agent didn't reach me at the time. We're done. Like, I can't carry on working.
So did everybody just write you off at that point and just said, not going to be associated with you?
Yeah, everyone just cut loose, man. They thought, this guy's taking us down and F him up.
That is when you find out who's really the ones that are there for you when something goes really wrong, when it's really tough.
But you know what's mad? You said that, right? But for me, I changed the narrative of that and the phrasing of that. That's when I found out who was worth being around me.
Yeah. No, that's good.
And that's when I started sort of learning about myself again. The agent cut me off. Then the manager at the time, I can say his name because, to be fair, I still appreciate the guy, Lee Johnson, who was the Hibs manager. He rings me down because he was my manager at the time.
Yeah. Was this Oldham?
Oldham, yeah. He rings me and then he goes, Chris, what's up? Open-minded, calm, collective, wanting to hear me out.
Yeah.
Where are you, Chris? I'm in London. I'm coming up to Manchester now. I can meet you. He said, come up, let me know when you're here and I'll come meet you. That's sound. Then the sports director rings me, or director of a football club rings me to his name, and I'll say nice, loud and clear, Barry Owens. I know his name, and I will never forget it. Rings me down. Where are you? Try to pretend like he was there for me, but he wasn't. He asked me where I was, which is fine. I told him I was going to go speak to the manager, and next minute, National Crime Agency were at the door. Didn't know who they were. They were all just dressed in black. And bang, I'm in crutches, open the door, my kids in my arms, took him off me. You're under arrest under this ground, so boom, 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 boom. I was like, you can search my cards, I've got nothing. Like, oh, anything you say could be used you against court. Cool. Bang. Yeah, we're going to take you to the police station. I didn't think how severe and how big this was.
Yeah.
Until I got to police station and there was footballers left, right and centre. So this was a big operation. This was massive.
Wow.
And I was like, damn.
So it wasn't just you that was
Nah.
caught up in it. It was a lot of other people.
Me, yeah, it wasn't just me that got caught up in it. Obviously, I can't speak to all the other guys or who was there. I'm not here to say no names and that. But all of them that were there, and from when I was getting interviewed, I was the only one that had done what I got asked to do.
Yeah.
So I always kept on saying yes, but I never done it.
Yeah.
So every time I said yes, these guys will go and do what they were going to do, which is betting on whatever they asked me to do.
Yeah.
And I would not do it.
Yeah. So was this like, for example, they would say, we need you to
get a yellow card
at this minute, or
in this half, or whatever, or in this type of way.
Yeah.
And I would say yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I will not do it.
Yeah.
And they'll ring me up, we've just bet X amount of money, we've just done this, and you owe us this, and you owe us that.
You'd have been in a lot of trouble from that side as well then. It is a bit of a trap, isn't it?
So I was trapped in different ways. So I didn't know how to get out of it.
Yeah.
And when I done my MCL, I rang the guy and I said, I can't do anything else because I'm injured. And I've never been so happy to be injured. And obviously while I've injured, that's when everything come out, and it turned out that the guy, obviously I got cleared of all of it because I'd done the investigation, I had raped no one, and I had not done anything of those things I was getting accused of.
Yeah. So it all got totally dropped?
Yeah, but when everything got dropped, obviously I became homeless in the process as well. Lost my house.
Was that because you stopped earning, because you'd been sacked? And then
stopped earning. Oldham didn't want to.
And you're still injured at the time as well, so you couldn't even play and try and pick up.
I was injured, got sacked, and I got sacked without even them doing their own investigation. So from the minute I got taken from North London to this police station where I got interviewed, to Joe picking me up, and I got in a car. This is, I'd say, like about 2, 3 in the morning, like Monday morning. I said I got in a car. She said, I know you're going through a lot, but I need to let you know before you read the news, you're being sacked. And I was like, what? They're not even spoken. They're not even willing to hear my story. So they sacked me without pay, just ripped my contract up, and then boom, led to obviously not being able to pay bills. And because of my early lessons with trying to save, I never really saved. I only had started to save literally 2 months prior to this. So I found someone who I spoke to, educated me a little bit about saving. So I was able to save, I think it was $2,000. So I started saving a grand a month at the time. And I had to ring him up and say, listen, I need my $2,000 back.
Oh man.
Because this is the only money I've got to get me through what's ahead of me. I've got no house. I'm now back staying with my uncle who I initially stayed with, sleeping on his, because he has got a daughter, a son. Then there's me, Joe, Christian. So we're all staying in this 3-bedroom house. Yeah. That townhouse in London. And then obviously my mum just got there from Colombia to have a good celebration and see each other. Yeah. To me going straight away, I said, Mum, you're going to have to leave. And she said, no, I'm staying to support you. I said, no, this is my fight. But before that happened, this is the point when everything turned for me mentally, and I started to rediscover myself. Because I tried to take my life. And when I tried to do that, it was because I questioned myself as a man, as a person. And I said to myself that I've achieved everything I wanted to achieve, and now I lost it all. I'm not worth anything anymore. lost my identity, lost who I was, let my mum down, let my kid down, and let myself down in the process. So I said, there's no point of me being in this earth anymore. I've allowed people in my life that broke me. This is all the things I was saying. So I didn't know you can earn a living from football. I managed to make that happen. I wanted to drive the nice cars. I wanted to live my life like this. I've done that. I wanted to have a bit of cash. Not maybe to show you for, but I had money every month. I was able to take my mum out of work, and now she's going to have to go back to work.
Yeah.
I was a footballer. Who am I? I'm a no one now. I'm getting abused on social media. I'm getting people telling me that to kill myself if I ever get back to football, for someone to break my legs, and all those things. So I tried to do it. And thankfully, Mum and Joe were there. Like, they came to their place, to the house, like, at the right time. They were meant to be at the house longer than I expected. And I broke down crying in front of them, told them what I was going through. That was the first time I sort of let my emotions down and let my guards down.
Asked for help.
By the help, it was more me seeing that I was actually loved at the time.
Yeah.
I was cared for. And I meant someone to somebody. And I still had my kid. Sat down with my mum. I said, Mum, I'm fucked. I'm done. I'm going prison. I started watching prison videos, preparing myself for prison, basically, even though I had done nothing wrong. But social media and things I was reading made me believe that I was that person. So I started to believe that I was guilty of all these things. The way friends at the time turned on me, the way the club turned on me, the way agent dropped me, I must be guilty. But my mum said, you're not guilty. The minute you leave, because I was thinking of leaving the UK, the minute you leave, you're guilty.
Yeah.
Even I believe in you. I'm getting my cousin who was into their lifestyle back home, who grew up with me. He lived in a different country at the time, doing really well on that side.
Yeah.
Look, you tried to be a professional footballer. Look how things turned out for you. You're fucked, mate. This is my own cousin as well, who I don't speak to no more. I'm living life like this, living life like that, and look at the state of you. You might as well just come over this side, man. I was like, nah, I won't do it. And that's when I sat down, hearing my mum say, you got to dance to the music, face what's in front of you, don't run away. I believe you're not guilty. I know you're not guilty. But if you do go down for whatever reason, so you can learn your fucking lesson, who to be around, when to ask for questions, who to trust. That's sound. And I sat down and I started, obviously, went back into my upbringing, my whole journey again.
Yeah.
So I've been through, not this, but something similar. But in terms of taking my life, I was unsuccessful. What is that trying to tell me? I've had guns put to my head due to certain situations. I've been rushed, been beaten up, nearly stabbed. and I try taking my own terms. God's got bigger plans for me. And that's when, which is sad, but it's good, I started leaning into God.
Yeah.
And I was like, you've been the only person, whatever you are out there at the time, that has not left me. You still give me that bit of light, that bit of hope and belief. So what is it that you want from me? Because everything I've been through, I'm still here. And I'm still only 23 years old. So what is it that you want from me? Like, I achieved professional football, played a few games, now it's taken away from me. Being arrested, 3-4 times. That I got to know all the police officers, and they knew my name. They knew what my favourite meal was. They knew what sort of blanket I wanted. Eternal, like my second home for a bit.
Yeah.
And what is it that you want from me? Now give me a sign. I want to turn my life around. Then Jo moved to London. She left her family behind at the time. It wasn't a good idea in regards of what her family thought, because they were thinking she's gone and Colombian. This is me just saying that.
Yeah.
I'm probably thinking like Colombian, arrested for rape, charged with rape, now arrested for money laundering, fraud, cheating in sport. Who has my daughter got with?
Yeah.
And fair play to her. Fair play to the girl, man. And something that I say to her, like when I speak to her, I'm still grateful for that.
Yeah.
In different ways, because I see life differently and I see things differently. And the way my brain works completely different to probably a lot of people. Obviously, that's the beauty of humans. But mine is just, sometimes I get called very weird. And I sat down with her. She got her back to shared accommodation. She got a shared home in London because obviously rent was expensive, but it wasn't my home. And I couldn't stay there either. So I was basically homeless while I still had to prepare for all these court cases.
Yep.
And a day that I was in there, I sat down and I said to her, don't know how, but I'm going to build something special. Don't know when, but I believe I can. And she looked at me and she said, how the fuck are you going to do that? Look at the position. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't blame her. But that sort of like gave me that more like, I fucking will. Just watch.
Yeah.
And she goes, you're injured. No one in football wants you. Got court cases, which is factual.
Yeah.
So I will. And this is it when the whole champion mindset was born. This is where Cristian was born again.
Yeah.
And I had to learn new things. And champion mindset was born that day when I was sat there and told her what I wanted to build and what I wanted to do. Bearing in mind, I was homeless. Court cases, looking at potentially 12, 15, 17 years in prison. In debt, about over 20K worth of debt because of the rent, the bills that I had to just cut without letting the providers know.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford it. It would just panic, act, bang. Don't let any more money come out of account. Not letting anyone know. Then fine. I mean, interest mounting on top of this bills of this array things. And then, but I wasn't
Council tax.
Council tax, all these. I swear that one was council tax as well, but I didn't let them know. And all these things just mounting, but I didn't give a damn. My mind was just focused, okay, now, how do I change my narrative? How do I now take control of my story? How do I rediscover myself? Who do I want to be? Who am I? I need to now find myself again. I am not a footballer, and I'll never be a footballer again. I will get back into professional football. But I will not be a professional. I will not be a footballer. What I'll be like someone who's playing football professionally. I need to change my language. I need to change my beliefs. I need to change my narrative. And everything started clicking again. Okay, what do I want? This is what I want. What do I want to do? This is what I want to do. And then boom, something clicked. Maybe I wasn't born to play football professionally or earn the millions through football. That's why my journey's been the way it's been. But before that happens, like what we spoke before, I need to go back and revisit the life I had in Colombia, why I played football. There was no money involved. My mum didn't understand the game. I was playing because I loved and enjoyed it.
Yeah. You never knew till the scholarship that there was any money involved.
There was any money involved. So now,
the money actually changed it.
Aye. And then now I know you can earn a lot of money from football, but I was not born to make millions from the game. I was born to be used in a light and positive way for someone else.
Yeah.
So I can give people the hope, the belief they can go and achieve what they want. And by that I mean I was given a profession that you can earn a living from. But it's a profession that is admired, loved, and a lot of people aspire to have, which is play football at the highest level, become professional footballers.
Yeah.
I then lost it all. I went through some hardships, some setbacks, some tough challenges. Now, I don't have a home. I'm back to sort of like when I first moved to the UK, but in a different scenario.
Yeah.
But I still have the same feeling. It's not mine. I don't own it. But also now I've got to face a court case. But before we face that court case, this is what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to fucking take accountability for everything I've been through. The rape case. I didn't rape no one. But we got accused of it.
Yeah.
And it's my fault. People can say, why it's my fault. You know why it's my fault? For that to get to that stage, it was my house.
Mm-hmm.
I could have said, you can't come into my house. You're not welcome here. I don't know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So I took accountability for it. So I went through that because of me. It's my fault. Then something just lifted off me. The pressure.
You can fix it if it's in your hands then.
Aye. So that's done now. I was there blaming my friends. I was there blaming them.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you bring her? You shouldn't have brought her to my house. Why didn't you do this? And I'm like, no, I was always in control. Then boom, went back to the match fixing thing. I was also always in control. Every time my phone rang, why did I pick up?
Mm-hmm.
From the minute I heard those sort of questions, I should have said no. I just didn't know how to. I was naive. I was young. That's acceptable. I can understand that, Chris. I was talking to myself.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. Therefore, it can happen to anyone else as well. Mm-hmm. But you're still young. You're still finding yourself. And I take accountability for it. I went through it. My fault.
Well, guys, thank you for watching to the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And as always, remember to subscribe and leave a comment down below to let us know what you thought. And I'll see you on the next one for part 2.